So we're so excited to be sitting down today with Will Tukuafu, someone whose journey is as inspiring as it is unique. Will is a proud Polynesian, a devoted father, and a former NFL player turned coach who's making an impact on and off the field. His story is rooted in family, hard work, and the incredible sense of community that comes from his Polynesian heritage. Born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah, Will's journey to the NFL wasn't a straight path forward. It was one built on resilience and determination. After a standout season at Scottsdale Community College, he transferred to the University of Oregon, where he made a name for himself as a leader and a top defensive lineman. From there, Will went on to play the NFL, suiting up for both Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. Skylar and I find both really fascinating, as what makes Will's story extremely unique and special is the way his Polynesian roots have guided him throughout his journey. Growing up in a close-knit Polynesian family has really taught him the importance of love, caregiving, and lifting others up. These values demonstrated as a father throughout his experience. We want to honor your cultural heritage, those family values that are just kind of interwoven throughout the context of your experiences, both as a player and as a coach and as a father. And so today, joining me in this conversation is Skylar Farnes, Align CEO. I'm Tina Wharton, the Chief Visionary Officer of Align. And we're thrilled to talk about Will's story. And so I'm going to turn the time over to Skylar to start us out.
Awesome. Will, thanks for being here today. Excited to get to know you and look forward to hearing a little bit more about your journey. Hearing more about how your Polynesian heritage, your role as a father, has shaped who you are. I mean, we can already see it already just by the video your kids are running in and out, and you can tell this want to be involved with whatever you're involved with, which is amazing. So let's get started. So Will, you've achieved so much in your life, from playing in the NFL to coaching at the highest level. But throughout it all, one thing that really stands out from an outside perspective is how much you prioritize your family. This last week, especially, I've been kind of diving deep and just looking at your Instagram, your stories, and every day you're spending time and making time for your kids and your family. It seems like it's your number one thing that you put forth every day. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience growing up in a Polynesian home and how that has shaped your values that you put forth today?
Yeah, first off, thanks, Skylar and Christina. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to share my story, and what a beautiful introduction. I'm truly humbled by that. But to go back to your question, Skylar, growing up in a Polynesian family, so my parents migrated from the island of Tonga in the late 70s. And so, first off, I come from a very large family. I'm one of 16 children.
Dang.
I am number 15. I'm number 15 of the 16 kids. So, as you can imagine, growing up in this type of household where the dynamics were not really normal, it was my normal. Like my father had me when he was 60. And when they migrated here from Tonga, they worked as janitors for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and they were responsible for taking care of the buildings, and they're roughly responsible for about anywhere from 12 to 15 chapels. And so growing up, there was always a sense of work that was instilled in myself and my siblings, the value of hard work, and education, and more importantly, family. And so growing up in that household, I got a real up close front personal seat at what it means to being raised by a village. And so that really has pushed me to my role as a husband and as a father. And that's my goal. And that's like my ultimate goal right now. I work to provide for my kids, but more so to prepare them to, when they leave this home, that they're ready for the real world. So as you probably saw with some of my Instagram stories or some stuff like that, I work these guys out quite a bit, which sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But do you like working out, Will?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like
Will likes working
sprinting
out.
hills?
You like running hills?
Nice.
Yeah, this is my hill runner. This is my hill runner right here.
I
But
love it.
it's more so just to just to challenge the mentality of the kids to be able to push them a lot farther than they could believe that they could go. And so that's kind of what I do with my players, is also helping them to be able to um, believe in, and get hard is. And those are some of the values that my parents have instilled in me and my siblings, and it's really been a driving force in kind of who I am today.
I love it. That's cool. You push them, allow them to fail at times, I'm sure, to be able to learn. But at the end of the day, like I think you kind of summed it, is your role is to help them feel the measure of their own creation. At the end of the day, as a father, is that you help guide them, right, to become the best version of themselves. And you can truly see it from who you are and the way you step in is you're doing an amazing job. And so congrats, and thanks for setting that example for all of us.
I love that.
Oh, thank you.
And speaking of values, the Polynesian culture is known for its strong sense of community and taking care of one another. How did that sense of community play a role in your life growing up?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, first off, so I'm number 15 of the 16 kids. And so
Mhm.
whenever I would get in trouble or at times in school, I would, instead of calling my parents, I would call my older sibling to come pick me up. So there were some benefits to having older siblings, but you are able to see um the different that they went through in life, and you were able to learn from the successes, the failures. And me being one of the younger kids, I got a great opportunity to watch a lot of these examples before me, so that's one thing that was huge for me, is I was able to learn and grow from being part of this beautiful family, and just seeing the 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 craziness and the highs, the lows, everything, whatever you want to call it. Our family probably experienced it, and it was beautiful, and it taught me wonderful lessons, and more importantly, it taught me about the value of love.
Growing up and succeeding at every level, college, NFL, now coaching at an elite level. I guess two questions. First question, what challenges did you face along the way? What were some setbacks that you had in trying to achieve that goal of reaching it to the NFL?
Oh, there were. I've had my fair share of setbacks. So initially, I graduating high school, I decided to mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And prior to me leaving the Mormon mission, I signed to play football at BYU.
Hmm.
Um, and when I returned home from my mission, I found out that I was ineligible. I was short a credit
Hmm.
to qualify to go to a Division 1, and so I had to go to a junior college. So that was like one of the
Yeah.
earliest hurdles that I had faced. And so, as you imagine, here I am thinking I'm gonna be going to BYU, and then and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then, fall here I am having to find a junior college, right? So I went there to junior college, and then same thing at Oregon. I got a shot to go play at Oregon, and went there, and my hopes of playing in the NFL were really slim, but I was able to get a call from the 49ers um, for their mini camp. And after the rookie mini camp, I wasn't signed to a contract. So I
Hmm.
went there for a 3-day rookie mini camp. Following that, I came back to Eugene, Oregon, and I just continued to train
Yeah.
and in hopes that a team would call me. And so I remember 2 days before the first preseason game, the Niners called me and they said, "Hey, Will, are you in shape?" I said, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, we want to fly you in today." I said, "Great."
Okay.
So I go to the airport, and I'm about 5 people back from boarding this flight. I get a call from the same number from the 49ers. They said, "Hey, Will, did you get on the flight?" I said, "No, I didn't get on it. I'm about to board right now." They said, "Well, step out of line." So I stepped out of line. They said, "Hey, something's happened. We're not gonna bring you in anymore." So I
No.
said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, I appreciate you guys even considering me as an option to come in. I'll be ready if you guys were gonna need me." So I called my wife Crystal, and she picks me up, and we have a little joke on the way home. And um, the next day, I get a call from the 49ers, and they said, "Hey, Will, are you are you ready to come in? I said, hey, look, my bag is still packed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. So there was quite a bit of
Yeah.
challenges and different obstacles along the way, but I felt like all those challenges and all those obstacles were necessary for my growth. And I think for me, I was able to lean heavily on my family, more so my wife, who continued to push me and support me. When they didn't call, she was like, "Hey, as long as you want to keep this thing going, hey, we'll keep it going." And so I don't give her enough credit. She is the reason I'm where I'm at today, and our development as a couple and as parents, and our striving to be the best that we can be in our and I'm the part of the failures and the shortcomings that he helps me, you know, live those things. And but it's beautiful, and I don't give her enough credit that I should, because she's been amazing along this whole journey, just to continue to help me keep my head up and stay focused and just keep putting one foot in front of the other and working towards our
Yeah.
goals.
No, I love that. Did you guys during that time, because you were married then when you were at Oregon, right? Um,
Yeah,
and then the NFL and not and just kind of knowing, hey, it's gonna work out, it's not gonna work. What kept you guys having that faith of just saying, like, yes, one step after another, we know this is gonna work. How did you guys maintain that faith and that level of trust that it would work out?
I think it's just focusing one step at a time, just every day, rather than just looking
Yeah.
so far ahead. What can we do right here, right now? Like, can't worry about things you can't control, which was the
Mhm.
most important thing. Just focusing on, are we in our process? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I working out like I'm supposed to be working out?
Yeah.
Prepared that when the opportunity does arise, am I prepared to go and take it with my all my heart? You know what I mean? And so that was
Yeah.
mine and Crystal's whole process during this thing. Let's just focus on one day at a time. How can we continue to get better, so that when the opportunity does come, we're ready. And
Yeah.
so that's what we did. And we were there in Eugene, Oregon, and I just continued to wake up and train. And she would make sure I ate the right things. And yeah, it went out great. And we had a great supporting staff with us in Eugene, Oregon, that supported me and helped me get my treatments in and just were there for me. So it was tough. It was tough because leading up to this, I was training with a lot of my buddies that had been
Yeah.
drafted or been signed as an undrafted free agent. So
Mhm.
they were already preparing to go to these NFL teams. And as they all left, I was the only one there, just training by myself, watching training camp go on ESPN, and just longing for an opportunity that, you know, that be able to get invited to a camp. And I got a shot, and I was just been so fortunate and blessed along this journey.
That's awesome. I love it. I think you see that about so many great people of their preparation is there, so when the opportunity comes, they're prepared to meet it, and then miracles and their life unfolds from being prepared. It reminds me of there's a scripture that says, "By small and simple things, great things come to pass." And so when you're speaking about like every day doing one thing after another, a mantra like my family has is live, which stands for live in victory every day, forget ourselves and serve others. And it's by living in victory every day or doing little things every day, great things are brought to pass. And I think, like you said, sometimes we get so thought in the future that we forget, what can I do today that's within my circumstances to allow myself to be prepared when the opportunity arises. So I love that.
I love that. And
Yeah, I love it.
how do you think these values translate to Polynesians being great foster parents?
Yeah, first off, I think that being raised in a Polynesian family, that there was truly a sense of unity, of village, of like in my of love and of hope. Um, and I how that aligns with fostering these children is powerful. I think it's something that these kids need. I think about my own children and how unfortunate that would be if they didn't have those types of things in their life. And when I do think about those things, it just makes my heart go out to those kids and individuals that don't have that opportunity to have someone to love them, to care for them, to be there for them, to listen. And there is so much value in being a foster parent and being that source of light and of love to these children. And so those are things that I think about, that I was blessed and fortunate to have been raised with. And those are my goals as a father, to cultivate those things in my home, that these kids can feel that, my wife can feel that, and in turn they can go out and be better members of the society, better members. Just be kind. I think there's two things I remember my father would always say. He said to my brothers and I remember this vividly. He said, "You work hard every day and you just be kind to people. If you work hard and you be kind to people, you're gonna be just fine." And so those are two different things. Those are two different things that have helped me, that stood out to, that has helped me along my whole journey. And I think those are the things that I try to instill in my kids, is to work hard and to, oh wow, I love it. To work hard and just to be kind to people. Work hard and be kind to people. And I think when you are around certain individuals that you might not know what's going on in their lives, um, children specifically, that there's a soft spot, when you thought about some of these kids that aren't able to have that opportunity to have a home filled with love and opportunity and hope and just everything. And so those are the things that I'm grateful for, my culture, and I'm grateful for my family. I wished um, that some of these children could have in their own lives.
I love that. Thank you, Will. And this upcoming month, it's actually May right now. It's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and so we're celebrating our Pacific Islander community. And at the same time, it's also Foster Care Awareness Month. And so, if you had to give some words of encouragement to our Polynesian foster parents, what would you share with them?
I would say that there is a special gift that we as Polynesian people have been blessed with. And it's about unity, it's about togetherness, it's about a culture of love, and that there are certain individuals in this world that need that. And they need that sense of love and of hope, and a place to call home, and place to feel love, and to take that first step of take that first step of sharing that gift that you've been blessed with.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I love it. I think that's one of the things I admire most about the Polynesian community, is the sense of love, where no matter who you are, what you've done, the moment you meet someone, they become family, and you welcome them in with open arms, and you're willing to do anything for that person. And really, these foster kids, they're missing three things in their life, as from what I've seen, that these homes provide. And the first is love. Like, they a lot of times have never felt true love before. They've never felt truly welcomed in, that unconditional love. The second is safety. And they've never felt a place that is their home, like you said, and a place where they know, okay, am I going to be back here tonight? Am I not going to have a place to stay tonight? And then the third is that opportunity, that hope. And so many times they're stuck with the mindset of wondering, just their scarcity of still knowing, how do I even get past today, let alone thinking about a future. And these homes and these families and this Polynesian culture allows for these kids to come in and to be able to receive those three things. And it's just instinctual, for these to provide it, where they come in, they feel loved, they feel safe, and then all of a sudden they realize, okay, I can think beyond today. What do I want my life to look like in the future? Actually, what do I want to have as some goals? And it's for the first time in their life that they felt hope, and it's because of those amazing families that take that step and welcome these kids into their lives. And not only does it change the kids' lives, I feel like it changes the family's life so much, for the better as well. So, Will, what would you say to someone that's listening, that's thought about taking taking the first step of becoming a foster parent, but hasn't done it yet?
I would say just do it. Just do it. Do not hesitate. Don't blink. Just go straight ahead. I think I think I'm reminded there's a story that I'm reminded of about the buffalo and the cows. Have you guys heard this before? I
Sure,
love
Will.
I I love it. Cows and have a unique sense of knowing when a storm is coming, but they differently to the storm. Um, so cows, when they sense that a storm is coming, they they um they turn and they run away, and because they turn and they run away, it causes them to sit in the storm a lot longer than it's intended, right? Buffaloes, on the other hand, they sense that a storm is coming, then they go directly into the storm head on. And I take that with any challenge, any type that you are feeling some type of hesitation about doing, such as fostering, you gotta just look it right in the eye and go directly right at it. And so, for those that are thinking about whether or not to take that step of being a foster, just do it. It's such a beautiful thing that these children need a home, um, to feel the safety and security and that love. And so let's go ahead on at this thing and let's do it.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's beautiful. I love that advice, and I think it even reflects what you mentioned about you and your wife. Again, going back to that simple phrase, just take one day at a time. So I put that those words of encouragement to people that are considering stepping into this realm and trying to think, is this I can make a difference in? Can I make a true impact in someone's life? Your journey so far, what do you hope your legacy is?
I think for me, it's a legacy of love. It's a legacy of kindness that's shown through the actions of my children. Um, I think one thing that I've always I always took advantage of being in a big home from my own father is that just work hard, be kind, do your very best, and everything will work out. And so that's kind of the leg I hope to leave behind, to everyone, that my kids can go out into this world and be an impact and to help change people's lives for the better and treat people right and work the hardest and just be the best at whatever they try to do.
I love it. No greater legacy than the how your kids grow up and the way they treat others. I love that. So thanks so much for sharing your story with us, Will, and for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know you have so much going on. It's been incredible to hear a little bit more about your journey, about the values that you have, about your deep-rooted faith and taking that step forward one after another to going towards what you know is right. So thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
If there's any last remaining things you'd like to share, we'll leave the time up to you.
Yeah, well, Skylar, I appreciate your guys' time. I think it's a wonderful thing that you guys are doing and embarking on this journey of providing foster homes and a home full of love and kindness and of hope and of safety for children. And um, our family, we are truly grateful for you guys and align with us. And let's help change the lives of one kid at a time.
Let's do it. Thank you,
Thank you
brother.
so
Appreciate it.
much, Will.
All
Have
right.
an incredible day, and thanks for having your kids on this call too.
Oh,
I think it's
thank
beautiful.
you. Yeah,
I
just
love
in
it.
time, just in time for the meltdown.